What's up, beautiful people? This is Fuckery Friday. I say that because I wiped out last night and split my head open and I have a raging headache, but I put my big girl panties on and I am still here. I am present and in the moment and not feeling 100%, but that happens. Anyway, we are all wanting to be master manifestors, right? And we definitely want to feel good about ourselves because that is the whole point of being here, right? Well, some of us have issues of manifesting the things that we want in life, and I'm going to explain why your positive affirmations might not be working for you. See, they are generally statements that start with I am and then include a positive word. For example, you say I am honest. My definition of positive affirmation includes any memorable phrase, quote, or statement designed to promote behavior leading to a positive result. Therefore, when I say I'm a healthy vegan athlete and I'm ripped like Halle Berry, that is a positive affirmation. But when I tell myself ego is the enemy, that is also a positive affirmation. I use affirmations to help me in all of my roles. So before I get on this podcast and to boost my confidence, I use affirmations like, I love public speaking. I love speaking in front of large groups. I love speaking when it's being recorded and will go up permanently on Spotify or whatever platform I happen to be speaking on at the moment. Now, while affirmations can be helpful, they don't always work. Here are several reasons positive affirmations fail and what you can do to make sure they work for you to help you achieve your goals and maximize your potential within your most important roles. The first reason why your affirmation might be failing is you're just going through the motions. So we all grew up in the United States, and I remember as a youngster, I said the Pledge of Allegiance every day in my school classes with my hand over my heart. Now, why did I say the pledge? Because that's what everyone around me was doing. What did the words mean to me at that time? Absolutely nothing. I never thought about them. You may start out reciting positive affirmations and see changes in your behavior in your life at first. But then, as the affirmations become rote, you ignore them, and they lose their effect. The words are coming out of your mouth, but that doesn't automatically mean they're ingrained in your heart and mind. So, what you should do instead, set a reminder in your calendar, no more than monthly and no less than annually, to review your affirmations, and for each one, ask the question, how has this affirmation changed my behavior in a tangible way since the review? If you can't think of a real result you've achieved from the affirmation, make a goal related to it along with action steps to achieve that goal. This will give your affirmation the weight of action, and you'll find it more meaningful when you repeat it. Number 2. You don't really want your affirmation to be true. The problem with affirming something about yourself is that you're committing yourself to action. And you may not really want to do what you're committing to do. And so you may feel that affirmation is insincere. For example, let's say that my affirmation is, I eat healthful foods. But what if I don't really want to eat healthful foods? What if what I really want to do is eat Haagen-Dazs ice cream pint by the pint, morning, noon, and night? What if what I really want to be able to say is, I eat ice cream all day, and yet I'm ripped like Bruce Lee? What to do instead? The interesting thing about sincerity is that you can trick yourself into wanting to want what you should want. If I feel insincere saying, I eat healthful foods, or even I want to eat healthful foods, I can say, I want to eat healthful foods. I've used this a time or two and it works for me. I mean, it changes how I feel. and leads to positive changes in behavior that produce the outcomes that I want. The third reason is you feel like you're lying to yourself. As humans, we are awesome liars. To thine own self be true is easier said than done. But we are also great at detecting deception in ourselves. Even if we're not consciously aware we're lying to ourselves, our subconscious knows it. And we can sabotage the effectiveness of affirmations. When my problem is a pain in my knee, saying even though my knee hurts, I deeply and completely accept myself, sounds true. I do accept myself, even though my knee hurts. There's no resistance to getting over this knee pain problem. But if I hurt my knee by kicking the dog, for which I feel deep regret and shame, I would not accept myself, would I? Then that setup statement doesn't sound true. I don't accept myself, even though my knee hurts, because I know I hurt my knee in a deplorable manner, for which I condemn myself. And that's when the customary affirmation isn't affirming. I cannot say in this instance that I accept myself. It just isn't true. If I say it mechanically, I will cringe inside and feel a resistance toward the affirmation. What to do instead is first stop kicking dogs and commit to never kick a dog again. But as with other things, this is also easier said than done. That is, maybe it's easy to literally not kick dogs, but what if kicking dogs is a metaphor for yelling at your child, talking negatively about a client to a coworker, or getting into a heated political argument on Facebook? If I do one of these things, and then I say I deeply and completely accept myself, I feel dishonest, unless I also say the following. I'm ashamed of my bad behavior. I don't want to do it again. I will not do it again, or at the very least, I will keep working at not doing this until I succeed or die trying. If necessary, I will find help to stop doing this. The more committed we are to correcting the negative behavior, the more able we are to truly accept ourselves despite our faults. Reason number 4, you're trying to do too much. I hesitated to bring this one up because at least half of us are trying to do too little rather than too much. The other half of us are us women. I mean, call me a slave to stereotypes if you will, but my life experience is that many of us women try to do everything and are racked with guilt when we can't do it all perfectly. I'm sure some men are this way too, but my experience is that men are all too good at saying, oh, well, it didn't work. At least I tried. For overachievers, merely entertaining the idea that they may be trying to do too much causes a mental breakdown of sorts and thoughts like, but I could be doing more, or I could be doing this better. And if I'm willing to not demand total perfection in myself, might as well just give up on everything and lounge around in sweatpants, eating ice cream and watching Seinfeld season 5. For these folks, it's all or nothing. There's no room to be at 99% and still accept oneself. So, people who are walking around as perfectionists are ultimately afraid that the world is going to see them for who they really are. So we need to do a reality self-check and ask the following 5 questions. Are my thoughts factual, or are they my interpretations? Am I jumping to negative conclusions? Is this situation as bad as I'm making it out to be? What's the worst thing that can happen? How likely is that to happen? Will this matter in 5 years? At the pivotal moments of my life, will this moment actually matter? By the time I get done asking all these questions, I've either forgotten what started my funk or come to realize that I was building elaborate fantasies in my mind while waiting validation. But more importantly than the how of dealing with perfectionism is the why. He who has a good enough why can figure out the how. Why do you need to overcome perfectionism? Because it's a negative behavior. First, it represents a false reality that we can become perfect. Second, when we fail, it tells us we're hopeless failures. The end results are stress, anxiety, guilt, paralysis, and limited potential. Reason number 5, you're saying it wrong. The way we say it matters. A lot of affirmations begin with I am or I will. And for some people, that feels like a lie, or that they're saying too much, or it just feels weird and awkward. So they just give up. What to do instead? There may be more to this than just mere awkwardness and a scientific reason to change the words you use. So we can try this hack right here called motivating goal-directed behavior through introspective self-talk. The role of the interrogative form of simple future tense. That's a lot. I don't know where I come up with this crap. It's fun. But anyway, sometimes questions can lead to actions in ways statements may not. If you're finding that making statements isn't working because you don't believe them or they're too easy to ignore, try turning your statements into questions and see if that does a better job for you. Now listen, the last one, your positive affirmations are outnumbered. Does your day look like this? You wake up. You read quickly through 50 affirmations. Your total time invested is 5 minutes. You spend the rest of the 16 hours of your waking day telling yourself 5,000 times in one way or another what a loser you are, how you're surrounded by losers, and how miserable your life is. Yeah, that's called the positive affirmation pizza. Or maybe eating a burnt pizza doesn't give you the true pizza experience. What you do instead, don't blame affirmations for not working if you're not really giving them a chance. Give them a real try. But what does it mean to give affirmations a real try? Saying 100 affirmations instead of 50? Squeezing your eyes shut while you say them and really trying to mean them when you say them? Well, actually, yes, quantity is part of it. If you're not saying your affirmations 100 times instead of 50, that's not enough. But if you create a mental trigger so that each time you have a negative thought, you catch yourself and say, well, no, I refuse to get down on myself. I'm going to say the positive version instead. Then you can replace the negative affirmations with positive ones and leave no room or time to dwell on the negative stuff. But what if I really am a bad person and all the negative stuff I tell myself is true? That takes us back to number 3. Stop doing bad stuff. That's the point of affirmations. They aren't magical. They don't change the world. They change our behaviors from ones that generate negative results to the ones that generate positive results. But maybe, for some, baby steps are needed. Don't throw a whitewash of positivity over a mountain of negative thinking. Instead, the first step would be to boss up and clean out the negative thinking that is already there. Is this possible? Well, yes, of course it is. If you're a super negative person and positive affirmations are just too much for you to tell yourself, start with neutral affirmations. Instead of every day and every way I am getting better and better, try I have had better days, but I've also had worse. Today I am okay. Instead of I am beautiful, happy, and I love myself, try saying I'm working on accepting me as I am. By introducing neutral statements and making certain these statements are reality-based, your brain will not have to deal with the confrontation and triggering of bad feelings in order to maintain the status quo. Instead, the well-worn neural pathways that make up your pattern of negative thinking can take a rest as a new path of neutrality develops. This neutral path provides a sturdier footing for positive thinking to begin to tread lightly upon. If you tried positive affirmations and they didn't work, give neutral affirmations a try first and let me know if that pizza tastes any better. Reason number 7, you're not actually doing anything. Yes, part of the point of positive affirmations is they're supposed to make it easier for you to change your behaviors, almost as though you weren't trying at all. But maybe you're really, really good at making sure that no matter how many positive affirmations you say, you never actually change your behavior. What to do instead? As the Bible says, faith without works is dead. Or, as my dad told me when I was young, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The point of affirmations isn't that they do all the work for you, rather they help you change your behavior to get better results. Affirmations should be accompanied by goals, plans, programs, schedules, and other tools that will help make those affirmations a reality. And with that, I'm completed.